Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to our Saturday morning practice. Good morning, Marge, Rebecca. Roll off the screen so I can't see you anymore. It's nice to be back. So today we're just going to focus on our practice, bringing back up to speed. Um, and I try to refrain myself from talking too much, okay? All right, so now the word today is harmony. Harmony within the self, harmony with our habitat, the earth and the heaven. And so we're actually now in the beginning of the spring, and there's a very important date that we had just passed. It marks the beginning of spring. And the Chinese believe that the qi, the life energy, is a cycle that goes according to the sun. So at the beginning of spring is actually when the yang energy start. And now it's time for us to develop the yang energy. So we're going to change the regimen a bit, and we're going to be doing some stretch exercise first. Stretch exercise first, especially the back, where the yang energy travels to the top of the head. So let's focus on the body. It's always about the unity between the body and the mind. That's the meaning of the word yoga. And so focus on the body, stretch your spine, open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. Focus on the center of a palm. Now we're going to bring up our hands, lock the fingers. I'm going to put that right below the belly button. This is the beginning of the what's called the Dan Tian, the field of energy, field of qi. And we're going to take a deep breath, exercising the diaphragm, the most important of all the tendon in the body. And as we breathe, we're going to lift up our body all the way up until it reaches the nose. Then we're going to breathe out. And as we breathe out, we're going to be looking at the ceiling. Okay? All right, get ready. Very gently breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to stretch our elbow, unlock our fingers. Imagine we have two big rocks on the side, and we're going to climb the mountain, stretching the upper part of our arm. A very important yang energy line called the triple warmer. And back again, relax. Second time, breathe in. Breathe out. Unlock the fingers, stretch the elbow, and climb the mountain. And then one last time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Climb the mountain. And once again, we're going to lock our fingers, the palm facing up, palm facing down. And we're going to move from the front to the back, stretch our elbow. And you can feel a little bit of tension on your fingers and the wrist, right? Okay, fine. Now look ahead, lift up your arm without losing up your elbow now, all the way up. And now we're going to lift it up, lock your elbow, stretch your fingers. And then now we're going to focus on the lower back, and we're going to lift up the body, the entire body. And then we're going to lean back, hold it, come back in the middle, push. Lean to the left, entire body lean to the left. Come back to the middle. Push, entire body to the right. Come back to the middle. Push, entire body to the left. Come back to the middle. Push, entire body to the right. Come back to the middle. And then very gently lower your hand. Relax. Focus on your breathing, starting with knowing your breath. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. All right. So every time we do an energetic exercise, we come back, we sit, we observe our breathing. That's an exercise too. That's a restorative exercise, maintaining the harmony between the yang and the yin. Okay, or what now they call the harmony between the two autonomous nerve systems, the parasympathetic, the fight or flight, and the sympathetic, the fight or flight, and the parasympathetic, which is the rest and digest. Okay, this is actually very important, restoring that harmony, so that the body knows what to do with the stress hormone, right? What we call the cortisol. Cortisol is a very important hormone in your body, and it's a steroid. So actually, it's a natural anti-inflammatory healing agent in your body. But too much of it, if you are under stress 24 hours a day and you lost the art of restorative, then the body loses its sensitivity, and now you don't have any natural anti-inflammatory energy in your body. All right, so we continue. Open the shoulder, relax the nose, stretch the spine, relax the shoulder. We lift up our right hand. We put the palm on the right hand, put the palm on the left shoulder. Okay, now we lean back the forehead. So we're putting pressure on the right shoulder. We use the left hand, grab the right elbows, and then we pull the right hand towards the left, and then come back. Do the opposite, and then pull the left elbow to the right. And once again, back to the breathing. Focus on the breath, starting with knowing my breath. I know I'm breathing in, completely focusing on the breathing. I know I'm breathing out. Okay, we continue. Open the shoulder, relax, lifting up the left hand, the center of the palm facing the heaven, forming 90 degrees on the wrist. Taking the right hand, put that between the fingers and the palm. Very gently lower your left hand. And now push out your elbow, eyes forward. Using your elbow to push up your arm. As you push up, you feel the stress on your fingers and your wrists, all the way up to eyebrow. Now, without turning your body, okay, eyes forward, you take your left hand and you bring it all the way to the right. And then you come back and relax now to the right hand. Stretch your spine, sit up straight, putting your left hand on the right palm, bring down your hand. Stretch the elbow. Use your elbow to bring up your hand. Feel the stress on your finger and your wrist all the way up to eyebrow. Without turning your body, take your right hand all the way to the left and then come back and relax. Once again, back to the parasympathetic, telling your body that I'm no longer in danger. No need for stress hormone. Give me back my immunity, my digestion, my reproduction, all the stuff that the body thinks that you don't need when you're being chased by a lion. And we continue. Open the shoulder, lifting up your right arm, palms to the heaven, 90 degrees on the wrist. Taking your left hand, palms to the earth, open your shoulder. Now imagine the sky is actually on the right palm and you push the sky, push all the way. Now imagine the earth pop up and is now in the center of your left palm. You push down the earth. So now you're supporting the heaven and the earth. And now you take your right arm, you lean back the right arm, rotate the head to the left shoulder. When you reach left shoulder, keep rotating your eyeball so you're looking at your back. And then your eyeball come back and your head come back. And then now you relax. Go the other way. Open your shoulder. Imagine that you have to push up the heaven, push down the earth, supporting the heaven and the earth. Lean back your left arm, rotate your head to the right. Keep rotating your eyeball until you can see your back. Come back gently and then relax. Focus on your breathing again. One breath at a time. Now we're going to do some stretching on the spine. This is what we call the stretching the dragon spine. Open the shoulders, sit up straight, taking two hands, lock your fingers, palm facing up, palm facing down, stretch until you lock your elbow. Now get ready. Okay, so we're going to push down our palm and then lift up the top of the head. One goes down, one goes up, and then relax. Now take your hand, keep locking the fingers, lift up your hand, and then now rotate your head so the forehead is back looking at the ceiling, and then relax. Back again to the restorative, maintaining the harmony between the yang and the yin. And there are two things you look for right now. One is you feel the inside of your mouth to see if your mouth is dry. Your mouth is dry because your body shuts down your saliva gland. It shuts down your saliva gland because you were in fight or flight. So it's very important that when you come back here, you feel the inside of your mouth. You close your mouth, and if your mouth is dry, you put the tip of the tongue at between the teeth and the roof of your mouth. And now you turn on your saliva gland, restoring your digestions and your immune system. The second thing you look for is to see if you're breathing very hard, huffing and puffing. You don't want that. So you want to focus on your breathing and just know that you're breathing in, know that you're breathing out. Okay, we continue. Open the shoulder, stretch your spine, relax the shoulder. Taking the right hand, using the two fingers, pointing the bottom of your spine. Now lift up your head so your top of the head is pointing the sky. And now what you want to do is you want to lift up your right shoulder and your fingers are pointing down at the same time, and then relax. Now use the left hand. Do the same thing. The two fingers are pointing the bottom of the spine. You lift up your left shoulder and you're pointing to the spine, and then you relax. Back again to the restorative. Totally relax, totally focus on your breathing. Open your shoulder. Right hand, the back of the hand at the lower part of your spine. Using the two fingers, point that to your shoulder. Now lower your shoulder and lift up your fingers. And then relax. To the left hand, point to the right shoulder. Lift up your fingers, lower your shoulder. Now joint the two hands, fingers touching each other. Lift up your forehead so your head, top of the head is pointing to heaven. And then now right shoulder up, left shoulder down, and then relax. Now rotate to the other hand. Get ready. Left shoulder up, right shoulder down, and then back, relax. Examine the inside of your mouth. Examine your breathing. Slow down your breathing, relax. Now the last stretch is called the reverse Buddha. Open your shoulder, stretch your spine, relax your shoulder. Put the hands together, the palm of the hand touching each other, the fingers touching each other. Put that on your lower back, fingers pointing down. Now fingers point up and lift it up, sit up straight. Now use your palm to push your spine forward and then open your shoulder. And now relax. So now we're going to sit for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And I'm going to start by sitting properly. So you don't need to sit like me. Okay, you can just sit on the chair. And if you sit on the chair, sit about 2/3 of your chair and make sure that the bottom of your feet are touching the ground. And try not to lean back to the back of the seats. So if you have back problem, put a small pillow just on the lower part of your back, okay? But if you sit like me, there are all kinds of ways of sitting. This is the simplest way. one foot in front of another. Some people put it on top. Some people put the 2 feet on top of each other. All that is fine. The most important thing is that you don't do this. Okay, because if you do this, you're using muscle now. We don't want to use muscle. So, but you say, well, I can't do this. And that's fine. Put some pillows in here. Okay. And so just sit. Imagine that you sit like the bell. This is the pedestal of the bell. Okay. This is where you build up your chi. All right. Now, the second thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you relax your hand. Right. But you say, well, I'm accustomed to doing mudra, hand gesture. You could do this. Don't do this. Just do this. You can do this. Don't do this. Okay. Why? Because when you lift up your hand, you're using your muscle again. Okay. Relax your muscle. All right. So divide the body into 7 parts. The feet are the first, the hands are the second. Now comes to the spine. Start at the very lower part of your spine. And then imagine the top of the head. You stretch your spine. Imagine like this is the bell. This is the little clapper inside the bell. You need to hang that clapper on the ceiling. So stretch the spine all the way up towards the ceiling and then relax a little bit. Okay. Now, but even then, we tend to sit forward like this. Okay. So what you want to do is you do a simple exercise. You say, okay, now I'm stretching my spine. I relax my spine. And then I'm going to lean forward. And then I'm going to lean back. But as I lean back, I lock my hip. So the hip is forward and the upper torso is back. I put a little bit of pressure on where the adrenal glands are. And I lean back as far as I can, all the way to the point where I feel like I'm just going to fall off. No, that's actually perfect. All right. So now you move from the spine to the shoulder. And it's very important that you open that shoulder. You open the shoulder. This energy point is called the gate to the cloud. This is a part of the lung energy line. So you want to open that as if you're reviewing yourself to the universe. Open that and then relax the shoulder. Relax some more. Okay, now the last part is the head. The head is actually still a little bit forward. And so the weight of the head, 25% your body weight, is actually hanging by your neck muscle. So you don't want that. So you want to imagine pushing your forehead back. As you push your forehead back, the ears are out on top of the shoulder. But then when you're done with that, the top of the head is actually pointing back. So what you want to do is you want to lower your chin. Now, one of the things that happens is that when you lower your chin, you're actually putting pressure on two energy points right here. I'll come back and explain that. One of the things that I'm going to mention is that what are the things I can do to lower blood pressure? Come back to that. So what you want to do is you lower your chin, putting pressures on these 2 points, and then the top of the head is now facing the sky. This is now one pillar. The entire central nervous system is one pillar, and we call this one pillar supporting the sky. The last two is your eyes. So focus, examine your forehead, relax your forehead. Examine between your eyebrow, relax that too. And then relax your eyelid so you can actually see your hands and your knee and the floor. You can even see your eyelashes. And then one last thing is the inside of your mouth. And I mentioned how when you're in fight or flight, it turns off the salivary gland. So what you want to do is examine the inside of your mouth, relax the jaw, close your mouth, and then put the tip of the tongue behind here, right here. This is the energy point. This is actually where the yang energy meets the yin energy. So put it behind that, which would be where the teeth meets the top of the roof and just the tip of the tongue touching that. And then you would notice that the salivary glands start to be reactivated. Salivas are very important, very, very important, okay? And this is actually the natural way of hydrating your body is using your saliva. And now, once you get your body into the canonical form, now I want you to focus on your breath. And when we meditate on the breath, we break it down into knowing, anchoring, and observing. So we start with knowing. I know I'm breathing in, relax. Let the breath guide you. Don't guide your breath. Don't force your breath. I know I'm breathing out. The body breathes because the body wants to survive. The body actually is not the same as your mind. So let your body breathe on its own. And just acknowledge the breathing. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. Okay. So now for the next 5 minutes, I want you to and just focus on your breath. And then now focus on your belly button. Focus on your belly button. And when you know that you're breathing in, use your mind as if you're taking the belly button and bring it all the way across the room. And as soon as you know that you're breathing out, you take that belly button and as if you're collapsing into the back of your spine, which has a very important energy point. So just use the mind now. I know I'm breathing in. When I know that I'm breathing in, I move forward. When I know that I'm breathing out, I move back. Okay? Try not to force your body, but follow your body. Breathe in, forward, breathe out, backward. And pretty soon your stomach is following you, right? The stomach is saying, oh, what is he doing? And it follows you. So when you breathe in, the stomach expands, the diaphragm lowers. And when you breathe out, the stomach collapses and the diaphragm is being raised. So what happened is that it's actually massaging your internals, massaging your internals. So the Chinese call this a way of preserving your prenatal qi, the qi that you receive from your mother when you were inside her womb. So this is very important. Okay, so we're going to spend the next 5 minutes doing just that, preserving our prenatal qi, a very important part of aging. Okay, now 5 minutes. Okay, back to the sitting posture. Divide the body into 7 parts. Examine the feet, examine the hand, examine the spine, examine the shoulder, examine the forehead and the chin, examine the eyelid, examine the tip of the tongue. And now back to the breathing, starting with knowing I'm breathing in, knowing I'm breathing out. Now focus on the belly button, okay? So we go from knowing to anchoring. We anchor our mind onto the belly button. As soon as I'm breathing in, I move forward. As soon as I'm breathing out, I move back. 5 minutes. Okay, open your eyes. So now we move on to the second part where we start to do some joint exercise. And um, I talk a great deal about the meridians, right? The chi energy lines, to both the yin and the yang. And we talk about how there are 12 of them, plus the two primary. And um, and I talk about how they actually came from the North Indian, the ancient North Indian understanding of life energy from the universe. And so they believe, the a lot of Indians believe, the yogis believe that any living beings must have life energy. And if you don't have life energy, if you don't have energy and you rely on just the food that you consume to maintain this body, then there's a name for that. That's called zombie. So if you don't want to be a zombie, you must have life energy. And so the North Indians, the yogis, they believe that there's 72,000 nadis. These are energy lines that flows into our body. Now, when that knowledge came to China about 15, 1600 years ago, um, brought to us by a yogi named Bodhidharma, the Chinese abstract that into 12 because they have a great understanding of how the solar system works. And so the reason for 12 is because each one of these energy lines are active for 2 hours to make up the 24-hour clock. And they believe that the yin energy corresponds to the yin organ, which are the organs get developed first when you were inside the mother's womb. These are the these are the organs that contains the essence from when you were inside the womb. And then once you have that, then you develop the rest of the organs. So the yin organs are called the treasure organs, the solid organs. So there are the heart, the lung, the liver, the splint, and then the kidney, 5 of them. All right. Except that they don't actually separate the heart from the mind. And so the heart actually have two energy line. There's the heart as if the mental part of your mind, and then there's the heart like the mechanical part of your heart. So these travels in the body starting with the fingertips. So this one is the heart, this one is called we call the pericardium, and then this is the one that we call the lung. So when we're doing joint exercise, I want you to be mindful of those three energies because we're going to be talking a lot about high blood pressure. One of the reasons for high blood pressure is because your lung and your heart capacities is deficient. And so we want to do that. So I want you to focus on the wrist as if there's three energy points here correspond to the three energy lines. Okay. Open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, focus on the center of your palm, bring up your hands, and now focus on your wrist. Visualize the three energy points and rotate the wrist. Examine the change around the three energy points, one at a time. And now we're going to go in the opposite direction. Continue to examine your body, examining the change in your body. Focus on the three energy points, exercising the lung and the heart. And now we're going to lower your hand. But when we lower your hand, we make sure that the mind and the bodies are together. And once again, adjust the spine, open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. Once again, focus on the center of the palm. Bring up your hands, mind, body together. Now we're going to focus on the elbow. Once again, there's three energy points across the inside of your elbow corresponding to the heart, the pericardium, and the lungs. So I want you to visualize those three energy points, exercise those three energy points, and examine the change in your body. Any heat, any sweat, any numbness, any tightness, any pain. Just focus on your elbow, one at a time. Now we're going to go the other way, one at a time. Completely focus on the body, mind, body together. Okay. So a lot of you, I know a lot of you practice yoga, but make sure when you do that, you understand the true meaning of the word yoga, which comes from the North Indian word yuja, which means body, mind together. And now I want you to lower your hand by following your center of your palm. And now we go from the wrist to the elbow to the shoulder. Open your shoulder, sit up straight, relax your shoulder. Focus on the center of your palm again. Bring up your hand, crossing your hand. Bring it up slowly. Mind, body together. Bring it all the way up. And then I want you to stretch the body. And then I want you to lower the hand, but opening the shoulder as if the center of your palm is touching the walls on the side. Relax. Second time. Stretch, open, touching the walls, and then relax. Back again, mind, body together. Stretch, open your arms, open the shoulder. One last time. Up, stretch, open, and then relax. Now we're going to go the other way, okay? Open first, stretch, come down, open first, stretch, and then come down. Open first, one last time. Stretch, and then come down. Once again, focus on the body. Open that shoulder. Relax the shoulder. Focus on the center of the palm. Bring it forward. And then get ready. Open all the way back. Now open the shoulder as far back as you can. Don't be afraid of the pain. Examine that pain. Accept that pain. And then come back to the center of the palm. Go up. Don't be afraid. All the way back. Open the shoulder. Feel the pain. Accept that pain. And then relax. Let go. Let go of the pain. Come back to the center of the palm. Open. Relax. Come back to the center of the palm. One last time. All the way back. Open. Feel it. Accept it. And then letting it go. Sit up straight. Hands in back. Up. Stretch. Down. All the way to the back. Follow the center of the palm. Stretch. And then come down. All the way back. Up. Stretch. And then come down. One last time. All the way back. Stretch. And then come down. Once again, we must return back to the restorative, maintaining that harmony between the yin and the yang, maintaining that harmony between our autonomous nervous system. Focus on your breathing. Once again, starting with knowing, I know my breathing. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. One at a time. Okay, now we're going to do 3 exercises. After that, we're going to sit for 5 minutes again, all right? So these 3 exercises actually are part of the Shalom practice. Shalom practice, Naigong, internal energy. So the first one is called the double blade. Open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. One blade in front, another blade stretch out. Now we want to maintain the separation between the left brain and the right brain. So the left hand stationary, okay? One hand at a time. Now focus on the right palm. Bring it forward. And then bring it back. Now open as far back as you can. Don't be afraid of that pain. Relax and come back. Sit up straight. Left hand only. Follow the hand. Feel the pain. Accept that pain. Let go of the pain. Right hand. Feel the pain. Accept that pain. Let go of the pain. Sit up straight. Left hand. Open. Feel it. Accept it. And then let it go. Open, feel it, accept it, and then letting it go. Feel it, accept it, and then letting it go. 2 more times. Feel it, accept it, and then letting it go. One last time. Feel it, accept it, and then letting it go. Now back to the breathing. Let your body restore itself. One breath at a time. Okay, open your eyes. Now, we talk a great deal about return on your investment, right? This is what we say, return on your investment. So if you don't invest, you don't have return, okay? So when you practice, you have to remember there's return on your investment. You don't invest, you don't there's no return. So when I ask you to focus on your breathing, you have to invest. You have to invest yourself into that breath and focus on the breath, one breath at a time. And when you finish observing one breath, you recommit and you examine to another breath. And when you do that, there's return. There is a return because all of a sudden you feel a sense of lightness. All of a sudden you feel like there's no more stress in your body. You feel a sense of bliss that you never have, and that's the return. And once you have that, you stay there. You don't want to leave. Okay, so I'm actually forcing myself to leave because I have to finish the class. Otherwise, I just sit here and enjoy myself. Right? All right. So now we're going to go do the second exercise. This which is a little bit more dynamic. So when we talk about yin and yang, the yang energy is what comes from the universe, and then I'm sorry, the yin energy is what comes from the universe, and the yang energy is the return path. So this is very dynamic. Action equal to reaction. Shoulder opens, relax shoulder. Okay. And then now, right hand, focus on the center of the palm, make a fist, follow that fist. Get ready. Up, come back, focus, up, stretch your spine, down, sit up straight, down, up, and up, and down and down. One last time. Up and down and down. Open the shoulder, follow two hands. One, back to the shoulder. Two, three, four, and five. Back to the breathing. Remember what I said now. You don't invest, there is no return. Okay? Focus on your breathing, one breath at a time. And if you find yourself wandering off, which is natural, okay, don't get upset about that. Then just invite your mind to come back to your breath. Okay. Now the last exercise, which is another form of the Shaolin Neigong, is called the loosening up the shoulder. In fact, it's basically energizing the vagus nerve, which starts from the lower part of your neck, shoulder, the back, all the way to the stomach. Okay, it's called a wander nerve. All right, so this one, back to sitting straight, back to the sitting posture again. Stretch your spine, open that shoulder. Now, when you open the shoulder, once again, we review there's two energy points. So take your hand, put the thumb on top of that. Don't press it, just leave it there. Roll up your hand. Now focus on your shoulder. Lift up your shoulder as if you're lifting it all the way to your ears. And now open that shoulder. Okay, now the elbows are pointing back as if you have a tennis ball between the shoulder blades and you're squeezing the tennis ball. And then now lower your shoulder, relax. Lean forward so you're looking down. You notice that you're now using your shoulder, your back, and your neck. You look down. The elbows are pointing forward. Okay, now we're going to use the breathing exercise, combining the body exercise, the breathing exercise. So as you lift up your elbow, your eyes are looking forward, and you close your mouth and you take a deep breath with your nose. Very gently, deep breath. Now open that shoulder, and then as you come down, I want you to breathe out. Forward again. Breathe in. Open, and then breathe out. I want you to feel the freshness of the air that you're breathing in. Open, and then relax. I want you to feel the stillness of the air that you're breathing out. Breathe in. Open. Breathe out. Now think about where the fresh air comes from. The fresh air comes from the trees and all the beings that live around the trees. Think about where all the stale air goes to. It goes back to the tree. As you breathe in, I want you to be very, very, very grateful. As you breathe out, I want you to think about all the beings that are supporting the the universe so that you can have this fresh air. Relax, breathe in, breathe out. Think about all the beings that you've been ignoring that in fact are supporting your existence. Breathe in, open, and then breathe out. I want you to be very, very grateful to all these beings. Breathe in, open, and then breathe out. Breathe in. I'm going to do a very simple chant. I want you to use that chant to express your gratitude towards the universe, towards all the other beings, all the trees, all the beings that live around the trees. And it's a very simple chant. Sabe means all, Sata means being, Suki means happy, and Handu means a bow for all the beings to be happy. Now it's not just about the harmony within yourself, but the harmony between you and your habitat. Knowing how your life depends on the other beings. And it's that harmony between you and your habitat that allows us to exist. Sabi Breathe in, breathe out. One last time, breathe in, breathe out. Now I want you to lower your hand. I want you to come back to the body. Once again, examine the body from the feet to the hand, to the spine, to the shoulder, to the forehead and the chin, to the eyebrow, and then to the tip of the tongue. I want you to now focus on your eyebrow, your eyelid. Notice the black clouds on your eyelid. Notice the light behind the black cloud. I want you to focus your mind, focus on the light. That light is what we call the four immeasurables. It's the loving kindness and the compassion in you. I just want you to focus on the light. Let that light fill your body. And then let that light emanate from your body to the universe. 5 minutes. Completely focus on that light. Let go of yourself. Okay, open your eyes. Now, someone complained about the audio, and it is true. I spoke very softly today purposely. And now I can turn it up any some more. I already turned up quite a bit. So I'm afraid that if I turn it up anymore, it will get distortion. So just bear with me. And in the future, if you can get a small, Bluetooth speaker for your iPhone, that would help. All right. So maybe I'll find the balance between speaking softly but not so soft that you cannot hear me. So let's bear with me. Now, what I introduced today is something that I done this chant before, right? You know that I done this chant before. This allows us to focus on the loving kindness and the compassion and how we relate to the universe and the beings by allowing us to um, um, remove ourselves from the self. Okay. Now, the other thing that I introduced today is actually something very, very, very subtle and profound, which is how do you anchor? How do you anchor your mind? So we actually don't just think about the mind. So the mind is just one organ. The mind, in this case, is the thinking mind, is the brain. It's just one organ, one out of six. The other five are the eyes, the nose, the tongue, the ears, and the body. All right. So each one of them has a correspondence. So the eye is to the sight, the ear is to the sound, the nose is to the smell, the taste is the tongue is to the taste, the body is to the touch, and the mind is to all the happenings in the universe. And so when you do very deep spiritual level of meditation, it's not just about focusing your mind onto your breath. It's actually about making sure that your eyes are focusing on something, your nose is focused on. The easiest thing to do is your eye focusing on the light, focusing on the light. Okay. And the second thing you do is the nose focusing on the scent. Now, I know, you know, after a storm, after a thunderstorm, especially, you can feel the electricities in the air. It has a particular taste to it, right? When you smell it. So when you do deep meditation, you actually start to feel that electricity. So I'll continue to work on that with you next time. That when we do the second part, your eyes are focusing on the light and your nose are focusing on the air. Okay, we do that. All right. Okay. So now we're going to come back to our body once again. Come back to the body, and we're going to try to provide some self healing to our body. Right. So um, the um, in the past, before the vacation, I talked about reverse aging. I talked about premature aging. And so another word that people use is called super aging, right? So I consider myself a super ager, right? I'm 66. I feel like 46, maybe even younger, unfortunately. I never mature, which is a good thing. And so how do you do that? How do you actually prevent premature aging? And aging and illness has a great deal to do with inflammation in your body. Okay, and the four major cause of death now is I mentioned this before. In America, we die from illness. We don't die from old age. I grew up with people dying from old age, not from illness. But the number one illness that people die from, heart attack. Second one is cancer, and then is diabetes, and then dementia. Dementia is actually rising very fast. So I remember when I was young, 66 years ago, people just discovered cancer, and cancer was very, 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 very frightening, right? To a point where people don't want to mention the name. And unfortunately, that hasn't improved, right? Cancer is still a major cause of death these days. I actually have two people in my close circle that had died recently from cancer. I have three people in my close circle, including my father, that has died from dementia. I know many people who are suffering from diabetes. I know people who have suffered from heart attack. It's very scary. All right, so we're going to work on these energy points, and I'll explain them as I go. But keep in mind that all of them is to reduce inflammation, which is really what's behind all these four major causes of disease. So the first one that I am most concerned about, and my mom is most concerned about because my dad died from dementia, is what do I do to reduce my chance of dementia? Well, there actually turn out to be three energy points. The first one is right here. Okay, it's called the pond, the wind, the pond of the wind. Okay, now open your shoulder, stretch your spine, relax your shoulder again. Take the two hands, lock the fingers, put that behind your head. Now, with your thumb, use your thumb and feel that cavity right here. This is it. This is the energy point. And so I want you to press down with your thumb and then lean back the neck a little bit so you're fighting it. Hold it. And relax. Now use the right hand, put that on the left hand side. Now you feel this tendon here, right? So you push down with the fingers and then you grab that tendon as if you're opening up the channel and pull it to the right and then relax. Put that on the other side, push down with the four fingers, lean back the neck a bit, and then pull the tendon towards the left and then relax. So people often ask me, Danny, how much force should I use? It's not about the force, it's about the persistence, right? Just, it's not like you can do this one time and boom, you're done, right? So I do this almost every day, right? Now, you feel a little bit of tingling to the top of the head because the wind is the chi, right? The wind is nerve. It's something that you cannot see, you cannot smell, you cannot taste, you can only feel. That's what we call the wind. And now what you want to do is move from this energy point to the top of the head. The top of the head is called 100 meat. So once again, we open the shoulder, relax the shoulder, stretch the spine, lean back the forehead, tuck in the chin. And then now the top of the head is facing the sky. The entire central nerve system is in one straight line. So you take your 10 fingers, you massage from the forehead all the way back to the neck. And then second time, and then third time. And now, once again, open the shoulder, relax, take the fingers, put that on top of the head, and up, down, okay? Get ready. 30 times, count it, use your brain. Get ready, go. And once again, massage. Okay, now, in addition to dementia, this energy point is also very good in reducing your high blood pressure. So this is a good one, right? All right, so now we're going to learn how to massage your face. It's not just about the face and the organs and around the face. It's also about that there are the endpoints of all the yang energies. For example, this one right here, this is a very important one. So you take your index finger, put it on your eyebrow, sit up straight, press it with your fingers, hold it, and then relax. Now take your two index finger, put that between your eyebrow, and then just massage as if you're squeezing the toothpaste. Okay. Now this energy point is actually the energy line called named after the bladder. It continues, and the end point is right here. So we use a thumb, put that above the corner of your eye. You feel the bone. There's a cavity right there. Put two eyes. Okay. Now just put some pressure on that. Close your eye. We're going to do a little eye yoga exercise. Now take your eyeball, rotate it up, rotate it left, rotate it down, rotate it right, up again, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. Now we're going to go clockwise, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up. Okay, relax. All right. Now take your right thumb. There's three energy points right below the eye bag from the corner to the tail. 1, 2, and then 3. The other one. 1, 2, and then 3. Now take your index finger, put that right below your eye, the black part, the center part of your eyeball, right there. Okay, there's a cavity, and just put some pressure on that. And then take your index finger, put it outside your nostril. There's a cavity there. Put that on that. Okay, now this actually is very good for your sinus. Okay, now take two fingers and then just massage from the corner of your eye to the corner of your mouth. Okay. Now, for high blood pressure, this is a good one. Another one is right here. Now, if you're in Asia and you're about to sleep, I don't want you to be doing this one because it will actually increase your blood flow into your brain. So, and I want you to take four fingers and put it on top of you. You can feel the pulse, right? So just massage that a little bit very gently, and very gently. Okay. Now, I want you to take the palm, locate the center of your palm, put the center of the palm together, and just really rub it as if you're generating fire. Okay, this is actually very good for your heart. And then I want you to put that on your eye using empty hand, meaning that you don't actually press down on your eyeball. Just feel the infrared. And then now the third one that is good for the dementia is right here. So massage that. So remember the three: back of the neck, top of the head, and then right outside the temple. Okay, now I want you to massage the face, massage the top of the head, massage the back of the head, massage the neck, come back to the face again. Okay, now I want you to massage your ear. Massaging your ears are actually very important. There are over 200 energy points in the ear that reflects all the internal organs. Okay, so I want you to divide this into three parts. Upper part, put your thumb and the fingers in the back. Okay, and just massage the upper part. Now the center part, same thing, massage. And then the lower part, use your index finger, put that inside and thumb behind, massage. Massage the tip, yank, massage the edge, massage your ear loop, yank, and then now massage the back. So put your hands behind and then stretch, massage, and then pop. Okay, stretch, massage, and then pop. Stretch, massage, and then pop. Okay, so when I was traveling, I get stuck on the airplane for 12 hours. It was a direct flight from San Francisco to Tokyo. And I complain about my shoulder, right? It's time for me to have a frozen shoulder, which has to do with inflammation in my body. It just happens to be here because this is the part that you use the most, and I'm right-handed, so obviously it's gonna be here. But it's really less about the shoulder and more about inflammation. And you know that I talk a lot about doing exercise, but when you're stuck on an airplane, there's not much you can do, right? There's not much you can do. So I know that if I stopped exercising in 12 hours, the pain is going to get worse, and it was getting worse. So I was experimenting, and I finally found this finger exercise that was really, really effective. And so you say, well, how does working on the fingers improve your shoulder? It's because the problem you have frozen shoulder is inflammation. The reason they have inflammation is like, when I leave the house for 10 days, I turn off the water main, right? And when I come back, I turn it back on, and sure enough, the waters are rusty, yellow, right? Because it's stuck in the pipe for 10 days. And it's the same thing. So when your life energy got stuck in your body, it's as if you have rust in the water, you have inflammation. So if you just allow the chi to flow in your body, even if you just work on your fingers, it will improve the shoulder. And surely it did. Okay, so this is actually a very good way. And so you take your one finger at a time. So you take the last finger, you take the right hand, you put that up on the on the four fingers. You use this guy to bend it. See, you see this? You bend it, right? You see? Now you put it behind and then you bend it. Then you use your thumb, you use this knuckle here, right? And you just massage the joint all the way around. Now it hurts, but it's a pleasant kind of pain. It's really actually feels really good. Then your next one. Okay, now to the next finger again. See this? Three fingers behind, one in the front. So you bend the finger and you just massage. Now, I want you to develop this into a habit. So, during the day when you're watching TV, I want you to be working on your fingers because it really, really reduces the pain and suffering in your body. All the pain that you have in your body as you age, they're inflammation. Okay, they're just inflammation. All right, so do that and get really good at it, and then just really massage the finger. And in my case, it really helped me. All right. So now I'm doing this every day. So again, three fingers behind, one finger's in front, bend the finger. Okay. And massage not just the front, but the side as well. Okay. Do that. Bend the finger. and then do that. Okay, now when you're done, then I want you to massage the top and bottom of your hand like this, squeezing your fingers. So you're massaging the side of the fingers, and then do it the other way. Okay, and then now I want you to put the tip of the fingers together. This is good for your heart and your brain. Okay, now get ready 30 times. Get ready, go. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of tapping on this energy point. The first one is right here. This is the one that helps you sleep because it's the mental part of your heart. So I want you to form a V with your palm 30 times. And then this one is the thumb. This is the lung. This is actually your immunity. Get ready, go. Okay, so I talk about energy points that are good to reduce your blood pressure, top of the head, where the arteries are. Two more energy points. One is here and one is here. So we take our left hand, we form that V, and right here, okay, it's on in the index finger. You take your right hand, use this part as if you're chopping it. Go 30 times. Okay, the other side. Okay, now this energy point is part of the return path for the lung. It's actually the one that's named after the large intestine. It's one of the two yang energy line that is good for detox. This one and right here. So the other energy point is right here. Okay, and then we use the chop again. Okay, right here. Okay, so you have high blood pressure. High blood pressure is very serious. The problem is that it's a symptom, not a disease. All right, get ready, go. Okay, so yesterday in my Cantonese class, I talk about how the first thing the doctor does when he measures your blood pressure, and after realizing that you have high blood pressure, is that he gives you high blood pressure medicine, right, to lower your blood pressure. And by the way, you know the when we do the meditation and focusing on the breath, focusing on belly, I want you to remember that. I want you to every time you go to the doctor's office, and they're going to make you wait for more than 5 minutes anyway, so you got plenty of time. Is I want you to sit and just relax, focus on your breath, and I guarantee you, when the doctor comes and measure your blood pressure, he's not going to complain about your blood pressure. Okay, and then so anyway, back to what I said yesterday with my Cantonese class. I said blood pressure is very serious. Blood pressure is a symptom, not a disease, except that the Western doctor, they treat it as a disease. So they give you medicine to lower your blood pressure. And when you take those medicines, there are side effects. There are side effects. And so you have to be aware of those side effects. It's not hard to find them. Except I said, you can't really call it a side effect. You can't really call it a side effect. Now, let me explain what a side effect is. You go to the doctor and he says, doctor, my thumb hurts. He gives you some medicine, and sure enough, that pain went away. And then pretty soon your pinky hurts. And you said, doctor, after I take the medicine, my pinky hurts. He said, well, is your thumb working? Hurting? He said, no, the thumb is not. See, the medicine works. That's a side effect. Okay, your pinky hurting, that's a side effect. But what if you go to the doctor and says, doctor, my thumb hurts, they give you medicine. After taking the medicine, it still hurts. But not only that, your pinky hurts now. That is not a side effect because the main effect was not even there. That's the problem. So when you have high blood pressure, you have to understand where that comes from. It can only come from two places. One is your lung and your heart are not working. You don't get enough blood pressure, oxygen into your brain, and so your heart is working harder. Your body, by measuring the oxygen content going through your artery, knows that. And if you artificially lower your blood pressure, you still have deficiency of oxygen in your brain. The other reason is because you're under stress all the time. And when you're under stress all the time, that's even worse because now your cortisol is in your body 24/7. You develop cortisol resistance. You start to inflame because you no longer have anti-inflammatory agent in your body. And yet, all they do is to lower the blood pressure. So it's not even a side effect. Okay? It's not even a side effect because the main effect is not even there. All right. So I promise I don't talk, and of course I don't. I talk a lot. And so let's just continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's do the heel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, many of you complain about lower back. Okay, lower back is because you have kidney deficiency. And the main reason that you have kidney deficiency is because you have what's called adrenal fatigue. Okay, you're using your adrenal gland too much, and you're putting out too much cortisol. And so one very good way to help your back is actually working on your toes. Okay, now open your shoulder, relax your shoulder, focus on the top of the head, and very gently push the top of the head towards the ceiling by standing on your toes. Now focus on the top of the head. Okay, you don't fall when you do that. And now I want you to come down, impact the heel. That's your bladder energy line. That's a return path for the kidney. Once again, and down. One last time, up and down. Okay, now we're going to do the next exercise and maintaining, learning how to balance your body. When you have dementia, you cannot balance. The left brain, the right brains are not working independently. All right, so I want you to stand on the left, focus on the top of the head. You got to focus on the top of the head. Kick that 3 times. 1, come back to the top of the head. 2, come back. And then 3, come back. Now on the right. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, one last exercise is the hip joint exercise. Okay, now you notice that Asians squat a lot. They like to squat down like this. When they do that, there's a benefit, which is that the hips are very loose and they don't fall so easily. Westerners tend to fall a lot as we age because we lose the flexibility of the hips. So this is a very good exercise. Okay, you don't want to fall as you age. That's the beginning of the end. Okay, now I want you to stand like this. Okay, right foot forward, left foot back. Put your hands in front. Now bring the body back so you're now on top of your left heel. Form a straight line between your heel, your knee, your hip, and your shoulder. And you rotate around this axis. You rotate it all the way to the end. Okay, now move back and then relax. Second time, form that axis again, rotate around that axis, and then forward and relax. Back again, rotate, and then relax. Now to the other side. Okay, to the other side. Back, forming that axis, rotate one time, forward, relax. Second time, rotate, forward, relax. One last time, rotate, forward, and relax. Okay. All right. So we're going to spend the remaining 12 minutes on this very important Qigong exercise now. This is the mother of all Qigong called the Yi Jing Jing. Okay. If I translate literally, it means the practice of exchange or renewing the tendon. Okay. Now, this one is actually very good for um, reverse aging. Okay. It has three elements to it. The most important part is muscle maintenance. Okay, maintaining muscle. Muscle is very important for your brain, for your immunity. The second thing it does is that it does a lot of stretching, and then finally it's very good for your cardio. All right. Now it comes in 14 part, dealing with all 14 meridians, the 12 secondary and the 2 primary. So we stand with the feet the same as the width of your shoulder. Now we rotate the toes so that they're pointing inward, forming what's called a goat stand. I never seen a goat stand like this, but that's what it's called. And then you lower your knee. This is very important, right? You turn your toes inward and you lower your knee, not all the way down, just slightly. Don't lock it. That's the point. And what it does is that it activates these important energy points and allows the kidney energy line to flow. Okay. Now you open your shoulder and you relax your shoulder. Now the first one is called spirit boosting palm. Action equal to reaction. Open the shoulder, focus on the center of the palm, put that around the hip. And when I say go, you focus on the center of your palm, mind, body together, and you push. As you push, you send a sharp wave through your spine all the way to the top of the head. Okay, get ready. Go. And then you relax. You focus on your breathing. One breath, two breaths. Okay, now second time, you stay focused, you improve on the first one. Okay, get ready. Go. And then you relax. Focus on your breath. Very important to maintain that harmony, okay? Because that was a very energetic exercise. So now we got to restore ourselves. One last time. Go. And then relax. Now examine the inside of your mouth. Make sure your mouth is not dry. If it's dry, close your mouth. Put the tip of the tongue at the top of the mouth. Examine your breathing, one breath at a time. Okay, now the second exercise is called pointing the Jiwan, Wantiao, sorry. And it's about the thumb. The thumb is really the large intestine in the lung. So lift up your hands, focus on your thumb, point the thumbs into your hip. You don't need to touch it, just form that circular energy path, and then roll up your fingers as if you have 2 buckets of water on your thumb, and you lift up those 2 buckets of water, energizing the large intestine and the lung energy line, and then you relax. Back to the breathing, close your mouth. Second time, lifting up your thumb, and then relax. One last time, lifting up your thumb, and then relax. Lower your hand. The third one is called beginner's mind. It's a baby's mind. It's what the baby does inside the mother of the womb. You put the thumb in the center of your palm, right below the ring finger. You take your 4 fingers and you squeeze your thumb. And then you relax. Second time, squeeze your thumb and then relax. One last time, squeeze your thumb and then relax. Now I will talk about how there are 2 energy lines that are important for detoxification. One is the large intestine and the other one is the bladder. So we put the hands together. We take a deep breath first, okay? So again, when you take a deep breath, you go from the belly button to your nose. You don't stop in the middle. And as you breathe in, you lift up your body. Get ready? Go. And then relax. Now focus on the back. The back is the bladder energy line. So you bring your elbow together. No, the fist in front of your nose. You focus on the back, and you stretch your back, and then relax. This is very important for detox. Okay, get ready. Second time. Stretch your back, and then relax. One last time. Stretch your back, and then relax. The next one is called top of the head. So you open your shoulder, you open your fingers, you lift up your hand, okay, as if you're letting all your blood drain back into your heart. Now what you do is you roll your fist, and this is very important. So you go one joint, two joint, and when you do the second joint, the tip of the fingers now pressing down on the center of the palm. That's where the energy points to the heart, okay? Then you lock it with your thumb, you open your shoulder, and you squeeze. This is very good for your heart, your brain, and your muscle. And then you relax. Second time, open the shoulder, one joint, two joint, and you squeeze. And then relax. One last time, roll your fingers and you squeeze. And then relax. Okay, so I talk about those two energy points in the back of your neck. They're very important to send the chi to your top of the head. And so now we're going to do a similar exercise by opening our shoulder. Okay, make a fist as if you're holding a dagger, and you point the dagger onto your shoulder, and you stab your shoulder. And then you relax. You feel the tightness in the back of your neck. That's the gallbladder energy line sending chi to your brain. Get ready. Second time. Open that shoulder. Grab the dagger. Put the dagger on top of your shoulder and stab. And then relax. One last time. Open the shoulder and stab. And then relax. Open the hand. This is called the cross. Okay, now remember I talked about the three energy points on your wrist. So I want you to exercise the wrist very thoroughly. And then roll up your fist, take a deep breath, and push. And then relax. Second time, roll your wrist, roll your fist, and push. Stretching the upper part of your arm, okay? One last time. And push. And then relax. Next one is called the front hanging. Okay, so lock your elbow, wrist again, roll your fist, take a deep breath, and push. Not punch, but push, okay? As if you have a wall in front of you, okay? Get ready. Second time. And push. And relax. Completely relax. Focus on your breathing. Check the inside of your mouth. One last time. And push. And relax. Okay, now back to the top of the head again. This time, imagine there's a rod. You grab onto the rod, and then you lift up. So you're looking as if you're looking at the moon. And you pull yourself up using your muscle. And then relax. That's one of the big problems with premature aging is you losing your muscle, okay? Use it or lose it, okay? Now get ready. Look up as if you're looking at the moon, and then pull yourself up and relax. One last time. Pull yourself up and then relax. Next one, I call this ripping the yellow page. Okay, now grab onto the yellow page. You don't know what a yellow page is, you're in the wrong class. And then open as if you're ripping the yellow page. Use your muscle, use it or lose it. Second time. Rip that sucker open. And then relax. One last time. This is getting easier now. And rip that sucker open. And then relax. Now, this is the time when you want to check the inside of the mouth. If your mouth is inside is dry, that means you're not doing this right. Your inside of the mouth should be very wet because you actually took the time to relax. I want you to take the saliva and swallow it all the way to the dantian. Swallow. Okay, now I want you to look down. Adjust your goat stand. Make sure the toes are pointing inward and you're not locking your knee. Okay, very important now. Okay, and then go down, back of the hand, touching each other, maintaining the goat stand. And you're not looking down, you're just like the heads are parallel to the floor. Okay, now squeeze your fists one time and then relax, back of the hand touching. Completely relax. Second time, relax. Third time, relax. Now rotate your palms so the palms are facing forward. Check your goat stand. Take a deep breath. Breathe out. Okay, so when you do this, you like this, okay? This is the adrenal gland, okay? Now breathe in. Rotate your hands, lower your knee, and you don't jump, you push. Push. You stand up, close your eye, imagine the universe in front of you, swallow the universe. And then relax your mind and your body. Completely relax. Completely relax. Now go back to your sitting. We're just going to sit for 3 minutes to let the body dissipate the chi. But I want you to focus on your belly button those 3 times to continue to preserve the chi inside of you. 3 minutes. Just let your body cool down. Okay, open your eyes. So Martha, I believe Martha posted a video on our circle, and when I look at it, it's more than 2 years old, right? And I have about 4 years, 4 to 5 years worth of video on YouTube. Um, but if you go back and look at um, the video 4 or 5 years ago, and you compare it today, I bet you um, I haven't aged a single day. If you look at me, I haven't aged a single day. In fact, I probably became younger since I started this. And this is a very, very traumatic 4 or 5 years, not counting on, let alone the COVID. My father-in-law died, my mother-in-law died, my mother died, two of my aunts died. Okay, we've been locked up. There's a lot of stress, and yet I haven't aged a day. Because why? Why? Because I practice what I teach here. I practice the four immeasurables: loving kindness, compassion, empathy, and equanimity. That's what I practice. I also manage my cortisol. I understand the importance of stress hormone. I understand how when you have too much of anything, you lose harmony. And now, if you have too much cortisol, you actually loses the medicinal benefit of the cortisol. I do the right kind of exercise. I don't stress myself. I exercise to maintain harmony, right, of my chi. All right. So that's what I do. Okay. So it works for me. I hope it works for you. All right. So one last exercise, 5 times. Open your shoulder, relax your shoulder, focus on your elbow 5 times. Lion's roar. Okay. Get that bad chi in the very bottom part of your lung. Get it out. You don't want that. Be healthy, be happy, and be peace. See you next week. Bye bye. 星期一見吓. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you for all your donations. It would all go to a good cause. In this case, it's the Mid America Buddhist Association.